Steve went and checked the trail cams that day and we didn't see anything, but the next day we did. He came back, and when he went out to check the sunflower seeds the next day, they were eaten, right?
Most of them.
So he came back for his sunflower seeds. We had a snake, a very large snake, come through here this summer. And he was hanging out on the roosting bars, and Steve had to come out here in the middle of the night. This is the second kind that I've ordered. And I tried it because the other ones were starting to get a little on the pricey side. Let's see, now I'm gonna open up the chicken door again. Nice and clean. Hey there, welcome to our channel. It is Saturday. We went to Tractor Supply this morning and took advantage of their 15% off for Veterans Day. So we got a whole bunch of different things. We picked up some chicken feed. We get the organic layer pellets. I went back to the clearance section and I found they had these daytime light bulbs, so those are normally $15, marked down to $4.49. A couple hose attachments that were normally about $18 each, those were also marked down to $4.49. We needed another quick connect hitch pin for the little trailer that we drag behind our ATV, and then we also grabbed some CD&T for our goats because they are due for that. After we paid for those things, I remembered, oh yeah, we need shavings, so we picked up a couple bags of shavings. I'm going to be doing a quick clean out of our chicken coop and putting a fresh layer of shavings down for them, and then we picked up an extra bag just to have when we need it. The plan today is to get our chickens taken care of. It is getting quite cold here. Their coop is a little messy, so we're just going to quickly rake everything out of their coop. I have to change my shoes for that. I want to get the run cleaned out of the nuts that have been falling from the tree up above it. Steve took care of their water this morning. I also need to replace their nesting liners, and then we're gonna give the chickens a bunch of snacks. So we're just doing a little chicken maintenance. Steve has been clearing the yard of leaves. Yep. Once I'm done cleaning out the run, we're gonna throw some of the leaves in there for them to scratch through and stuff like that. While Steve helps Jake with his remote control truck. I have to tell you, we had a bear encounter this week. And it's not the first time this has happened, but it's still always surprising to me. During the week, I came out to give the chickens some kitchen scraps and snacks and things. When I came out here, I noticed that their snack can, where we store everything, had been tipped over and everything was ripped out of it. I initially thought that it was a raccoon. I was looking in there, I was like, the 20-pound bag of sunflower seeds is just completely missing. When I looked around the corner, at our compost bin, that had been completely ripped apart. I noticed the bag of scratch grains, which is like a 20-pound bag of scratch grains, was up there. The mostly full bag of chicken grit was also dragged up there, which is little crushed up pieces of granite. So these aren't light bags of things. But I started to question if it was a raccoon as soon as I saw the compost bin too, because it was completely tore apart. And the last time that happened, it was over where the greenhouse is now and completely ripped apart then too, and we knew it was a bear. The fact that the bags were barely ripped and that they clearly had just been picked up easily and moved around was kind of an indication that it wasn't a raccoon. I just figured, I know raccoons can push heavy things like off the tops of trash cans and stuff like that, but as far as picking up a 20-pound bag of something very heavy and awkward, I just didn't see that happening. I mean, nothing was spilt out along the way. When Steve got home that afternoon, I was like, the bag of sunflower seeds is just missing. So while the bear was on his way back to his den for the winter, it's like he took a snack with him along the way. But we went out a little bit into the woods and we saw the orange bag of sunflower seeds and a big pile left behind. So I assumed that he was probably going to come back. Steve went and checked the trail cams that day and we didn't see anything, but the next day we did. He came back, and when he went out to check the sunflower seeds the next day, they were eaten, right?
Most of them.
So he came back for his sunflower seeds. When we were at Tractor Supply today, I was going to get another bag, but I was advised not to do that just yet, unless I was planning on keeping them inside, which I'm not. So we're going to hold off on getting the chickens their sunflower seeds until we know the bear's sleeping for winter. So that was interesting this week, but now we're out here with our chickens. We're just glad he didn't try and get into the coop. He was well distracted with the plentiful snacks that we keep for our chickens. Now we're gonna get into cleaning. Enough chit chat, less talky, more worky. If you saw our coop tour video, I showed you how we have the shade cloth on top of the chicken run. And a bunch of leaves and nuts have gotten on there. So I'm gonna try and use this rake to get them off. All right, I'm gonna try and use a broom because nope, I am not tall enough for that.
Alright, good enough.
Sometimes we have rotting firewood. If it's just a little too far gone, we'll throw it in here and occasionally just flip it back and forth. A lot of times there's bugs in it and the chickens really enjoy it. So it's one way that we keep things interesting for them in here. But we just raked out all the nuts, the feathers, because they molted recently. Now Steve's going to put some leaves in here. And then I'm gonna throw them some snacks after I get the roof cleaned off. I'm just gonna try and get some of this stuff off. I don't want like the snow and ice to weigh everything down. We should be able to put another bag in there too, if you're able to get another one. They're all outside, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the chicken door. So this is our automatic chicken door. It's made by Chicken Guard, and Steve and I bought it a couple of years ago, maybe a few years ago now, I don't know. Whenever we finished building our coop, we knew we wanted an automatic door that just opens and closes on its own. It's powered by batteries, and going in the wintertime, we often have to check them, make sure that they're good, because the cold weather drains the batteries faster. So we just have to keep an eye on it a little bit more in the wintertime. But overall, we're really happy with it. Everything from ice to extreme heat, it's done pretty well. We also have it on the back side of our coop, and it's slightly undercover. Hi, Steve.
Hi.
We were recently contacted by Chicken Guard, and they sent us a brand new door. So we're gonna be showing you that pretty soon when we replace this. Probably in the springtime, we'll be replacing this door with the new one that they sent us. So make sure that you're subscribed and that you hit the notification button so you know when we do that, because it's pretty fun and it's really easy to set up. And then you don't have to worry about letting your chickens in and out every day, because you can set it on a timer and kind of forget about it. We're gonna go ahead and close it because we're gonna be cleaning out the inside of the coop. It shouldn't be super dirty in here. We cleaned it already this summer. It's a 4-foot by 8-foot coop with 4 13-inch exterior nesting boxes. And we have 7 chickens right now, and we clean it between 2 to 3 times a year. So going into winter, we definitely want to clean it again. But it's not going to be too bad in here. I know half of the shavings are missing because we had a snake, a very large snake, come through here this summer. And he was hanging out on the roosting bars, and Steve had to come out here in the middle of the night. When he did that, he ended up taking out some of the shavings with it. If you've seen our coop tour, you already know this, but the coop is raised off of the ground. So another way that we keep the bottom of the coop insulated is by adding a nice deep layer of shavings. A little bit. So that's how that looks. Now we're going to open up the exterior nesting boxes. Get these cleaned out pretty quickly. These won't get used as much in the winter time as they do in the summertime. Over here is our compost area for now. We move it periodically. Where Steve is dumping all the stuff from the chicken coop is where we put all the dirty shavings when we clean out the goat house. Everything from the chicken coop, everything yucky, all the large yucky scraps from the garden, everything goes into that compost. And then this black compost over here is for our food scraps. So a bunch of the stuff inside that isn't necessarily for the chickens goes out into this one here. Okay, so these are the nesting liners. I've ordered a couple different kinds. This is the second kind that I've ordered, and I tried it because the other ones were starting to get a little on the pricey side. I really like them. They're pretty much the same as the other ones. They're, I believe it's aspen wood, and then there's a paper liner on the back. Everything is fully compostable. They last a decent amount of time. I don't want to say they last a long time because they don't. But going into wintertime, when the nesting boxes won't be used as much as they are in the spring and summer, they should last through the winter pretty good. So I just kind of fluff them up like that. And then we place them in the nesting boxes.
The thing I like more about these is that you get more also.
Yeah, the price was for sure better. There we go. If you're interested in these, I will have them linked in our Amazon storefront. This one here we keep the chickens' food in, and then this one is where we keep their snacks. And when the bear came through here, he completely tore it apart. And I'd like to get maybe a better, stronger trash can with a lid that might stay on better, even though a bear isn't gonna, you know, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. I recently bought a bag of fly grubs on Amazon and I really like it. I gave it to our chickens and they love them. And I will have them linked in our Amazon storefront. It's just a great way to give the chickens an extra boost of protein. I believe the brand is called Fly Grubs, and this is what the box looks like. They give you a resealable bag so it's easy to store out by your chicken coop, or if you keep them in your house or in a barn, they're just easy to store. You just zip the top. And they're full of good dense nutrients for your chickens, especially going into wintertime. They need that kind of stuff. I like the convenience of not having to worry about ordering them because of the Amazon Subscribe and Save. And we're gonna give them some of this Cluck & Co. scratch grains on top. I'm just gonna sprinkle that in the leaves that we just put in there. Oh, you wanna go get those pumpkins? So here is how the run looks now. They have the old firewood that's been in here forever that they were picking up before. Got all these leaves. Steve's gonna add another bag in here in a little while. They had a couple carved pumpkins in here already. Steve just threw the other two in. I got some chicken scraps, fly grubs, scratch grains. Hi. Happy chickens. Let's see. Now I'm going to open up the chicken door again. Nice and clean. We've got clean water. They have food. Pretty soon we're going to be putting out the heated water, but for now that one will be okay. So that'll do it for this chicken maintenance video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you are able to get outside and enjoy the beautiful fall weather wherever you are, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!